Have self-compassion exercises been recommended to you for your healing? Have you tried them and give it your best, but it actually backfired on you? It had the opposite effect. It sure did for me. So I'd like to share some tips that I learned along the way for me to get around this and find a way to make self-compassion work. So if you follow anyone like Christine Neff, she's the expert in the field of compassion. She's done so many research projects on self-compassion, TED Talks. I highly recommend you check that out. This isn't to criticize any of her work at all, but so many role model for us what self-compassion looks like, the way we need to talk to ourselves, the tone, the melody, the words to use, and all of it. And it often sounds something like this. I've been practicing this. Hang on. Yeah, there's this really high-pitched voice. Oh, sweetheart, but I love you just the way you are. I'm there for you. That kind of way of talking. Before I made a fool of myself right now, but this is so not me. And it does not work for me. And if your inner children are anything like mine, they're more like rebels, or there's whirlwinds, or one of them is like more dressed in kind of old dirty clothes and mud in her face kind of thing, or monkeys in a jungle. They don't want to be spoken to like this, because this high-pitched kind of voice is more geared towards the infant or toddler, and sometimes it can have a bit of a demeaning kind of feel to it, at least for me. It might be a cultural thing as well, okay? And words like sweetheart, love, and darling, they make me cringe, okay? So listen into yourself. If that isn't right for you, then don't use it. Self-compassion is not about modeling or using what other people use and force it onto yourself and this just gotta work. This is what self-compassion is meant to be like. It is not. It is listening in and doing what is right for you in this moment, right now. And if that doesn't work, then choose something different. Putting my hand on my heart, I wasn't able to do that for years and years. It's a progression that or something that I had to learn, to be patient with myself, that going from hating myself and every aspect of myself, learning to become more compassionate with myself doesn't happen overnight. I'm not going to be having levels of self-compassion or compassion for others like the Dalai Lama, who's been practicing this and meditating for 10 hours a day for decades. It's not going to happen. So being okay with, I can't put my hand there just now, that's fine. Finding a voice for yourself, finding the language, finding the words that your inner children want to hear and that is soothing for yourself. Okay, I had that conversation with a friend the other day, and he said he feels like growling like a bear. And we had a laugh. But if that is it, then please do it. Listen to yourself. Listen to, this is an intuition, or I don't know what you want to call this, but this is something that you need right now. Because there is some, if you're a musician, even something like a growling sound like a bear does, it causes vibration in your chest, neck, and in your face. And those vibrations stimulate your vagus nerve. So if you have read Dr. Stephen Percher's work on the polyvagal theory, you'd be familiar with that, because when we activate the vagus nerve, it means we're getting back into that social engagement system, or like I often talk about, getting back in that window of tolerance, feeling more grounded, more present. We can think clearer and sharper, okay? And we want to be in that space. So if that sound of a bear helps you get there, isn't that a sign of self-compassion, caring yourself? You found a way to actually center yourself again and being there for yourself. So that is beautiful. So I highly encourage you to listen to yourself. Don't mimic what other people do if it doesn't feel right for you. Don't use their words or do that high-pitched voice, or use what I do. Listen to your own heart. Will you do that? It's got wisdom.